Boy, Pete Carroll's told us that between year one and year two is when the biggest growth is. Where is the biggest growth been for you?
Honestly, for me, the biggest thing I've noticed myself is that the game has slowed down for me. I've been spending a lot of off season watching film, watching ball, knowing situations, knowing what's going on in the game, so that I can slow the game down for myself. I felt like that was the biggest thing for me last year, is that I was playing a little frantic, and now I'm starting to get the comfortability and understanding what I got to do out there, and being comfortable in my own skin.
Does that help you more in run defense or pass rushing, one or the other?
Yeah, I mean, it makes the world a lot easier in those situations. Especially in the run, knowing what to expect and what situations you're going to get in the run, and especially in the pass, knowing what type of protections you're going to see, knowing what to expect from the offense. So it definitely makes my job a lot easier, and it makes the game a lot slower for me.
Was there a time last year where it started to, for you, that you thought that you noticed it was slowing down for you, or did it kind of take reflecting on the whole year to kind of get that kind of epiphany, so to speak?
There was definitely moments in the last season. It's definitely towards the end of the year, I started getting more comfortable. LA, getting towards in the playoffs and those type of games started getting a little easier. But especially after those two, going back, reflecting on those, seeing what I did in last season and knowing where I needed to improve my game, and then focusing on that in the off season.
How tricky is it trying to get a strip sack when the quarterback's in red?
That was an accident. I would just say that. That was not meant. That was not planned. I did not try to do that.
You're not even supposed to touch the arm, like it's not supposed to hit him at all?
No, they're off. Yeah, they're off limits. So that was just a little accident.
all ball, right?
Yeah.
Like basketball?
We can check the film.
What did you, anything in particular this offseason that you did differently or worked on to kind of improve, like just during your own offseason time?
I found my routine. The biggest thing, especially coming from as a rookie year, I was coming off of, combine training, all those things, coming into a new defense, coming into a new team, knowing I didn't really know what I was doing. And, this year, I told myself this offseason I was going to spend a lot of time understanding where my role is, understanding how this defense works for me, and understanding the grand scheme, what we're trying to accomplish. Spent a lot of time, in the film room with Coach Hurt, spent a lot of time on the field, and now having BT in there and understanding my concept of my pass rush and what I need to accomplish for my goals, put it together and not making a plan with it.
Does BT personalize a pass rush kind of plan, grand scheme for every guy this season or something like that?
Yeah, every guy's not the same, especially in this game. You can't have everybody rush the same. It would never work. So you got to understand what your abilities are, what your specialties are, and working with those. And he does a great job to talking to everybody and coming up with a plan that works for everybody.
What are some of the strengths identified in your plan?
I mean, there's a little bit of everything. There's power rush, understanding when it's time to finesse, when it's time to throttle it down, use a counter, and just understanding the situation and seeing what you're getting versus what you putting out there.
When you say you're watching ball and stuff, are you just watching you, or are you watching outside linebacker play in general to get a better feel?
A little bit of both. You got to reflect on what you did. You understand where your mistakes were, where you messed up, and what you honestly, and have that honest conversation with yourself and figure out what you can figure out, and have that honest conversation to figure out what you can do better, and then understanding how other people play it and understanding what may be a better way to play it.
When the game slows down, how much does it help your communication pre-snap and everything else with the rest of the defenders?
It's night and day. I mean, it's once you understand what you're seeing, you can almost predetermine when you have to communicate, when you need the communication, and it's it helps a lot in that standpoint, because then that way you're not behind, you're not playing catch up before the snap, and you're frantic and looking around, what do I got to do? That way you're doing it beforehand, and that way when a situation occurs, you're already prepared for it.
Anything else?
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you, appreciate you guys.